There is a moment in every life when you decide to rise, to stand taller than your fear, to speak louder than your doubt, to chase the vision that sets your soul on fire. This is that moment. And here, we walk it together with stories that awaken, voices that inspire, and truths that set you free. This is Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where hope has a voice, and that voice is yours. And welcome to the show, everybody. We got a great show for you today. I know I like say that all the time, but I really mean it. We do. And we're going to be talking with, first of all, Brachelle, how are you this fine day?
Hello, Kevin. We've already had such an amazing day, and I am thrilled to be here with Donavon Campbell. This is very exciting for us, especially since we've started a music show ourselves, and we understand how impactful and purposeful music is, and so do you, Donavon. So thank you for being here, and how are you today?
Thank you for having me on your program. For sure, I am happy to have this opportunity to share my stories with you both and the audience at large.
Yes.
And Donavon, I got to tell you, I don't know when you have time for stuff because you're an author, you're an entrepreneur, you're a songwriter, you're a motivational speaker, you're a singer, and you've got coaching programs, you've got books, you've got all kinds of interesting stuff going on in your world. How did it all begin for you? Did you decide one day, hey, I'm going to be a writer, or I'm going to be a singer, or I'm going to be a song? Where did it begin? What happened first?
No, I didn't decide that I would do all of these things within one day or overnight. It it is while going through the process, which I'm still in the process, and as I go along the journey, because songwriting started for me when I was like age 14, 15, somewhere there. And that's when I was in high school. And recording music started for me when I finished high school. That's like probably 2012, 13. That's where recording started for me. Being an author started for me in the art of the pandemic.
And you've written several books now. And so, by the way, Brachelle, could you tell everybody his website that they can go to and they can look at all of his books and all of his things that he does?
Yes, of course. It is dc-digital-products.com. Is there also another one that you would like to announce, Donavon?
No, that's my main business website. So all of my social media pages is on the top of the website, and my booking link also. Everything's right there at the top. So
Perfect.
everything is on that one page.
Very
And
good.
say that again, Brachelle, so that somebody who's writing that down can get it.
Yes, it is www.dc-digital dot or sorry dash products.com. So it's DC Digital Products dash in between each word.com. Yeah, and check that out as you can see all the things that he has to offer with his services, books, and events he has going on.
Which is really phenomenal that you're doing so much and being a motivational speaker. When did that start for you?
That's a good question, Kevin, because over the years I always encourage person by persons that will come to me telling me their problem and so forth, and I always give them good advice. And I was a part of a singing group of four males, and in being a part of that singing group for almost 8 years, I was like the guy that do the talking most in the group. So I have developed that skill, and I have grown from there in the group for 8 years. So as I said before, it's the process, different development and different growth um, going on the journey.
So you were kind of the, even though it's a 4-person group, you were kind of the front man because you're the one who did all the talking.
Yeah, yeah. I did most of the talking. I was like the manager for the group because I used to seek out concert events or community events and so forth for the group. So I was basically the, as they would have said, the backbone for the group. But I've never sing, never sing. It's all about talking, doing business aspect for the group.
So you were kind of the manager of the group then.
Right, right.
Oh, very good. Are they still together today?
No, the group is no longer anymore. We as male, we all have grown up, and one person got married and migrate, and the second person got married, and so forth. And everyone got married before me. I was the last one to get married.
Wow, you were
So,
the smart one. I'm just saying.
well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm
Michelle.
happy. I'm happy that I take the time out to be the last person and to understand what marriage is all about. And yeah.
That's really cool. Michelle?
Yeah, Donovan, it makes me think of something I saw yesterday that came to mind which is choosing the wrong things or the wrong relationships for you can be detrimental to your life, but waiting and taking the time to do these things doesn't bring that same outcome. And so I'm kind of in the same
Mm,
boat. All my friends have kids, they're all married, they're doing this, they're doing that, but then there's people that are kind of on their own little path and they don't necessarily fit into a specific group. And I love hearing that you're someone like that who can connect to different people, different situations for different reasons, and still be able to be there with them and help them through those things. What was that like for you when you started doing it?
doing what?
Just helping people and explaining a different perspective of how they choose to see their life and what they do have control over.
Okay. Um, my answer to that is that back home in the Caribbean, there's a proverbs that says that everyone don't cook at the same time.
Hmm.
Everyone don't put their pot on the fire at the same time. So everyone timing is different,
Right.
and not because you see someone else shining at this moment, that doesn't mean that you're not going to shine. Is that you must rejoice with that person or be happy for that person shining and be
Yes.
happy. So um which sometimes is not easy to do because
Hmm.
we all do want to be happy, and we all want to live a progressive life, in this world.
Right.
But that word, waiting, it's a virtue until the right
Mhm.
time.
Very well said.
And you get to determine when that right time is, right?
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, maybe.
yeah, it's like a yes or no, because um you want to be waiting, but at the same time seeking,
Yes.
because because you can't just sit down and say you're waiting. You wait your entire life.
Yes.
So
Well,
so at the same time, you still have to do your little part of seeking too, and know what your heart desire.
Yeah. What you're asking for.
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, shouldn't you always be seeking and keeping your ideas and your mind open to different possibilities that you might not even recognize until you get into them and figure them out as to where they're going to take you. But if you say yes to things and
Mhm.
things come to you and you're able to utilize them for your own purposes. Isn't that a great way to be seeking what you want to do in life and allowing it to come to you because you're open and you're open to it?
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000% on that one, Kevin. 1,000%. And I'm a person like this. I love to be open-minded and keep positive and be what I say now, be open for possibilities to come my way and be open to create possibilities around myself.
Absolutely. That's how, isn't that how, really, honestly, it's been my understanding that that's kind of how life works, is that you determine when you're really young, like you started writing when you were 14, you were
14,
in
yeah.
a group for a long time, you were
Yeah,
a manager but and all of these experiences have
yeah.
led you to where you are today. And more
Mm,
importantly, the really cool thing is where you get to go tomorrow, because you're continuing to learn. We're never done, and until we are done. But until that time, you get to continue to learn and grow. Is that how you feel about it?
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I agree with you because for me, life journey is all about learning and what you learn apply to your life because there are many lessons and many blessings from life journey.
Isn't that what
So,
life is, Rochelle? Isn't that what life is? Lessons and blessings.
Yeah. And Donovan, it's crazy that we're talking about this specifically because have you ever gone through a phase in your life or helped somebody go through a point where they maybe, or you, felt like this isn't just the end of a chapter for me, it is the end of this book. And now I can open a new one and I can have a new perspective, a new beginning, and a new title of what exactly my life is. And kind of just understanding the stillness in that rather than it being so chaotic.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. I've helped many persons in the past, and
Yeah.
definitely will help more persons in
Yeah.
the future for sure. Because what I've realized too, um, from my own self and from other persons who I've talked to, is that I have discovered that in every area of a person's life, he or she going to be tested
Hmm.
and tried. So for example, a diamond went through a lot of pressure before
Yeah.
it becomes a diamond. And even when the diamond has have gone through that process of intense heat and pressure and all of that, it is still tested by other person
Yep.
to say if it is real diamond. So I have discovered that in every area of our life, we're going to be tested in relationship, in business, you name it. You're going to be tested to see how strong you are, or firm you are. Are you being your authentic self? Are you being something else, but you're pretending to be a diamond?
Yeah.
When you're not a diamond, you're a silver.
Or you're still that lump of coal that eventually will turn into a diamond when there's enough pressure, but you're still not there yet and
Yes.
stuff. And Donovan, I want to share with you, and Rochelle's going to tell you a little bit about the gentleman that I'm about to introduce,
Please.
because Samuel is with us, and you are being listened to. Well, Rochelle, greetings, brother Kevin and Rochelle. We are watching you from Kenya together, Nairobi, Kenya, together with my team. This favorite radio show program of, it's their favorite show. And so you were being listened to and perhaps watched by a whole group of people in a whole different country. Rochelle, tell us about Samuel and what he's doing.
Yes, Samuel is doing amazing things go find him on Facebook and look into both of his organizations he's starting. He is feeding children and providing them basic needs of life. And then also now he is opening a education center, and there's many ways for you to go there and help. Thank you for joining us in, Samuel. We love you and your community. And thank you for joining us in with Donovan. I know that music is a huge part of our lives, and it doesn't matter where we're from. It tells our story, and I want to know a little bit more about how you've been able since 14 years old from this writing to realize that you could turn it into something and make it very powerful and give it that purpose, and what that was kind of like for you. If you're open to that after the break, is that okay?
For sure, yes.
Perfect.
And Rochelle, you're simply brilliant, simply brilliant. So we've got a couple of things I want to try. I want to try and make sure that we can do this, and we'll be right back in right about a minute. And we're talking with Donavon Campbell, and Rochelle, his website again. I want to make sure we get this out so that people will go there.
Yes, during this 1 minute break, visit dc-digital-products.com, and we'll be right back.
And stay with us, everybody, and watch these. These are very inspirational. Here's another point to ponder by Positive Talk Radio. A tiny seed was buried in the dirt, covered in darkness, forgotten by the world. But within that darkness, it grew roots, then sprouted into something beautiful. The seasons of struggle you face are not endings, they're beginnings. Trust that growth is happening, even when you cannot see it. You're listening to Positive Talk Radio, where stories of hope live. Here's another point to ponder by Positive Talk Radio. After the longest night, the sun rose again. It painted the sky with colors no one had seen before. That's how life works. Darkness never lasts forever. No matter how long the night feels, your sunrise will come. Hold on. Light always finds its way back. You're listening to Positive Talk Radio, where stories of hope live. And welcome back, everybody. Rochelle is here, and my name is Kevin McDonald, and Donavon is here as well. He is a multi-talented man, and you know what I love about him the most is when we first started this, he said, "Yeah, I'm a little tired." Or he appeared to be a little tired, and he said, "Well, thank goodness it's Friday." And I said, "Well, you don't work the weekends?" He said, "Oh no, weekends are for family, and that's how it should be." Congratulations for having your priorities where they need to be, so that you and Mrs. Campbell and all the whole group can have a nice, relaxing weekend. So, isn't that cool, Michelle? Apparently it's cool, but so in in any event, Donavon, you started when you were so young, and you've written a bunch of books. You are a motivational speaker. You do all of these things. Where do you see your career? You're a young man. Where do you see your career going from here? I know you gave me a look like I'm not that young. Well,
Yeah.
in my world, you are that young. So there.
Uh, I would say middle ground somewhere there, because I'm over 4 decades in this world. So yeah. So I would say,
The cool thing is when you're 4 decades in, you're not even halfway done, and you've accumulated enough knowledge in the first half that now in the second half you can apply it in a meaningful and
right,
great way.
right. And you're so right where that is concerned, because of my knowledge and my experiences, I I I put them into educational products and services and offer them, and to help other people on a global skill. So definitely, this is something that I will always I enjoy doing. Um, because I love to inspire people, motivate people, and bring some educational things to them in whatever I have to say through my products and through my services. So, I vision myself just keep on doing more amazing things.
Donovan, what is your favorite? I'll ask two questions. The first one is, what is your favorite product that you have available for people?
Ooh, that's a good question. Hmm. Ooh, I would say two, but I would stick with one.
Oh, you can go
Um,
two. You can go two. I
yeah.
don't want you to choose between them.
Okay. So definitely, it's a coaching guide that I have created and that I have also available on my website, where one is focused on action your talent, because everyone in this world born with a talent, and a talent also can be learned. So that's a coaching guide regarding to talent. So there's no one in this world that is talentless. Take it from me.
So true.
And the other one is that um, that is so true too. So these are two coaching guide I'm talking about, two coaching guide on my website. And the next one is that God created us to be creative. So every day we are creating something, whether we are creating something that is beneficial, or we are creating something that is wasting our time as individual and as a people. So those two different coaching guide definitely something that is I'm excited about.
Okay. And so those are the two products. What is your favorite service that you offer?
Um, I would say definitely. uh, I love the singing aspect, to be on stage to sing.
Oh, good. Good. That's being a
Yeah.
Brichelle's a singer, aren't you, Brichelle?
Yes, yes, I'm dabbling in that, and it's it's funny how you talk about since you were 14, you were writing these things, and then now you're doing something. And I think a lot of those talents show from when we're earlier on, and then we kind of
Mhm.
lose track of them. But they do come back around, and it's fun to play with it when it does, because it's like this whole new version of what you kind of already experienced, but you didn't understand it the same way. Does that make sense, Donovan? Was it that way for you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because for me, a few years ago, if you should tell me that I would be this creative person, writing songs, have an album out, and creating these physical products and digital products and all of these things, I would ask you the question: are you sure you're talking to Donovan? Are you talking to someone else named Damien? Because Donovan and Damien is not the same name.
No.
So, but it's amazing though. It's amazing because I have grown to this point to understand, and it is something that I would challenge anyone
Yeah,
to come to that point in your life, that you have to come to a point in your life to understand that there is more inside of you to pour out in the world. There's more to explore than your bills.
yeah.
I don't like
There's more.
exploring my bills.
There's,
It's not nearly as much fun.
yeah. but
So,
the so I've come to that point to say that I want to live a very fruitful life, a progressive life, and a happy life. And by doing that, I want to help people as much as possible I can on this journey.
And Donovan, you know, one of the products that you have that touched me a little bit was the one that everybody has talent.
Mm,
Everybody has a talent but so many people do not recognize the talent that they've got until one day it kind of hits you upside the head and says, "Hey, I'm pretty good at this." Rochelle is going through that right now.
mhm,
Would you like to share that just a little bit, Rochelle?
Yeah, it's it's something that I started to hear, Donovan. I think a lot of us start to hear things that our subconscious starts to pay attention to, and then we become aware of it. And one of those things was being curious. And I always thought I was a very curious person, but outwards, when it came to me, it wasn't, what do I like to do, and what do I want to do, and why do I do the things I do?
mhm,
And also being able to adapt. We talked about that on the interview we did with you about adapting to the change and not
mhm,
pushing or pulling against it.
mhm,
And really, I just think that if you surrender and let yourself be curious rather than having two sides of you fighting each other, which which
mhm,
is human, and I still have that happen, of course. Um, just being able to approach myself with a little bit of harmony and curiosity and non-judgmental, and what I put out into the world, also giving back to myself so that I can
mhm.
fully be the best of what I'm giving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You're at the right place, and I can relate to everything that you said. And one of the things that I encourage person as I encourage myself to is that um, learn to spend quality time with yourself, analyzing yourself, and discover the things that you are passionate about. Discover the things that matters. Discover the things that is going to be beneficial to your
Yeah,
life. So you're at
exactly.
the right point. Um,
Well, thank you.
and, 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 and,
Well, and it's
and to
crazy
add to,
because
go
sorry, go
ahead.
ahead.
And to add to that too, with what you said, Kevin, regarding to everyone has a talent. Don't lose a point, Michelle. What I want to say to add to what you said to Kevin, in that coaching guide, I so I take it from the approach: specific specific problem, specific answer, specific action. I came
Mm,
from that angle to create that coaching guide, Action Your Talent. So in that coaching guide is that I I coach persons to identify what is that one talent. So a person can have more than one talent.
oh,
And a lot of
yes.
persons in the world have several talents, but there is a natural one, and I focus on that natural one. Out of say a person are passionate about five, but there's a natural one, and that natural one, that person will find it effortless to do. That natural one, that person will find the energy to talk about it for an entire day, for an entire night, and into the next day and still feel energized because it's a natural. And in
Yeah.
that coaching guide too, is that I came from an angle that you start at bad, good, better, best. So I coach persons to leave from the bottom, from being bad, and to be the best, to be an expert of the talent. And I share several quotes into it that from my experiences, I came up with those quotes and put it in the coaching guide to motivate persons regarding to their talent. So there's a natural one. So it's not just abroad, it's that natural one. And once once that natural talent discover, and that person be the best and be an expert of that one talent, the same mindset, the same attitude, the same approach can be applied to the other talents. But there's a natural one, always a natural one.
And and that and that talent that you're talking about. And when we come back from this break, I want to mention one that Brichelle has just discovered that has been there the whole time. And we'll be right back after this, and this is more of a universal story. This isn't about Brichelle, but this is about, it happens to all of us, and to some of us poo-poo. Donovan, one of the things, we tend to poo-poo things that we're really good at because, it's too easy. I'm really good at this, but we don't value it because it's easy. And because we don't value it, sometimes we don't act on it, which I know you talk a great deal about. So we need to take this quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. And we're going to talk a little bit about leadership. I hope that if you're a leader, that you will listen to this.
You're listening to Brushwood Media Network, the best in syndicated talk, news, and entertainment shows.
Here are some points to ponder from Positive Talk Radio. Some say leadership is about getting the work done, about pushing forward, no matter the cost. But what's the cost of a team with no purpose? What if a single act of support, a single moment of genuine grit could change everything? What if leadership was a catalyst? Because true leadership isn't about being in control. It's about empowering others to find their purpose. It's about leading with passion and igniting the fire in everyone around you, creating a culture of teamwork and common purpose. A true leader finds this culture by enthusiastic purpose and team development, making each team member feel empowered to create, improve, and execute their tasks with genuine passion and a strong belief in the company's mission and focus. In other words, lead with purpose. And welcome back to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Donovan is here. Brichelle is here. And Donovan, I got to tell you this quick story real quick because we're just in the middle of this. And I would love your opinion on it because I've known Brichelle for about a year and a half now. And she has always said, I like taking pictures. I take pictures all the time. I got thousands of pictures and I said, well, that's all nice and good and stuff until she showed me one. And I said, that is remarkable. Has anybody ever told you you have an eye for photography? You have a way of sorting out what's relevant and what isn't and bringing out the best and stuff. And she said, I never thought of it. Never thought about that. And so, Brichelle, what's happening now?
So now, thanks to Kevin bringing out the awareness in me I didn't have in myself with my photos. And I explained to Kevin, I'm looking at my library now. I have 18,023 photos. And this is my life, it's not selfies and pictures of me, and it's pictures of memories of moments that are captured in a split second that I can go back and look at and remember how it felt and imagine being there again and being grateful for that moment all over. And so now we have created Lens of Light by Brichelle that we will put on our website, and you can go there and look at my photos. I am working on landscape photos and ones of the stars that I have recently taken out here in the San Luis Valley. And they will be up and ready if you would like to buy any of them and use any of them. But it's one of those things, Donovan, that it's always been there. but to me was just kind of a normal thing. And when you share sometimes something you love with someone else and you see that impact outside of yourself, that's the spark it takes for you to really realize, hey, this is way more than just me, and I can make this meaningful for other people as well. So it's really cool because it feels like I'm learning myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. There we go. As I was saying regarding to that natural talent that is in everyone, is that it's supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be normal, it's supposed to be effortless.
Mm-hmm.
So could be could be that's your
Yeah.
natural talent,
Well,
that
it
main
really
one,
is.
or could be one of your many talents.
Yep, I agree.
It's
And
it's one
probably
of
more to come.
oh, she hasn't discovered everything that she can do of a positive or great nature. I learned very young what my major talent was, and I never acted on it for a long time. When I was
Mm.
in Cub Scouts, we had a blue and gold dinner once a year. And Rochelle, I don't think I've told you this story.
I don't think
And
so.
my
Secret is believed. Secret is revealed. Soon you come
exactly.
alive now.
And I was all of like 9 or 10, and it was right around Mother's Day. And my mom came to me because I would act out scenes in my living room. And they were funny, and people laughed and stuff like that. But I didn't think about that as anything because it was just easy. And so she said, we should do a monologue. And I said, what the hell's a monologue? And that's where you're on stage by yourself and you're playing out a scene and you're talking to imaginary people and you're talking to, so we put together something called a sparkler for mother. And because it was around Mother's Day. And I walked onto the stage, and the stage was completely empty. Nobody knew what I was going to do. And I walked onto the stage, and all I had to do was memorize the lines. And everything else just flowed, and it was just natural for me. And so it was like I ran into a fat lady and talked to her for a little bit, and then I found the sparkler and stuff and this was a department store stuff. Well, I finished that and exited it, and the applause from everybody was amazing. And it wasn't the applause that got me, it was the fact that this was easy and I just love doing it. And that is really has led me in a really, really, really roundabout way to getting into radio and doing what I do today. So, because but it's all connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, just listen to you sharing that amazing story, Kevin. Um, I strongly believe that your natural talent is speaking. It's no
Uh,
wonder why the radio name is called Positive Talk Radio.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Michelle? Is that a natural talent of mine being able to speak?
Oh, 100%, Kevin.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
100%. That is so undeniable. If you've even listened to the show one time, you can't really deny that. But Kevin's also got he can talk to you about life and be understanding and really meet you exactly where you're at. And not even really give advice, just kind of help you go through a process within yourself of questions that we don't naturally ask ourselves. But then he's got that other side of making jokes that will lighten up an entire room and smiling at people. And um, I think you have a lot more talent than you realize too, Kevin. And as we all do, because we are more than just a body and we have emotions for a reason, right? It's we can kind of connect. Ooh, I want to ask you this, Donovan. Is when you connect more with your emotions, you can kind of find those things that you may not see in yourself that are your talents to share with the world based off of those emotions because we can all relate to feeling something, right?
Yeah, yeah. 100% agree with you, Michelle, because everything is based on emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a positive emotion or a negative emotion, everything is based on emotions
Mm-hmm.
because every day we show up doing things. It is based on the emotion,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we don't feel to do something, and that emotion, we have to fight against that emotion to be on the positive side and to push ourselves to get that assignment done for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's not every day a person wake up being happy. No, if a
Yep.
person told that every day he or she wake up being happy, mm, that person
Okay.
really need to think about the question before answer it, because it's not every day a person be happy. It's not every day
Yeah.
we have that happy emotion, but we have to condition ourselves to, in spite of the that emotion that is, whatever it may be, we push ourselves to be happy. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not every day we feel to be. And to add to that, to what you said too, um, for example, I find myself uh, being guilty of this, is that sometimes I go to the grocery store to buy probably 5 items, and when I go there and I see other things, I get attached to it. I get the emotion. I feel happy about those products that I see, and I end up leave the grocery store with 15 items when I went there for five. and
Mm.
and and also too, what I discovered in all of these grocery store, that they have some form of music in the background playing that smooth the mind emotions again. So
And music has got a huge impact on everything that we do.
everything everything music have an impact on everything. You're so right, Kevin. Yeah.
It
So
is, and I believe honestly that music is a vibration from the universe or from God or from however you want to describe the greatest source, because that is the emotion. And well, we heard a song. Rochelle and I were talking to a 15-minute meeting. We heard a song that we'd never heard before yesterday, and Rochelle was crying at the end of that song because of what it
mm,
meant and how she felt, because it
mm,
was so heartfelt. And that is part of of us understanding that we can live a better life and be who we really want to be. And music has got a real impact in all of that, don't you think?
for sure, for sure. When it comes on to music, that aspect, for me, as you have said, I am an author of two music book, and also on my website there is a online songwriting course also on my website. So it showed that level of that depth for me when it comes on to songwriting and music. And what I've discovered is that music is a multi-purpose language. Music is a global language. So people from all walks of life relate to music.
And because of the impact that it has on people. We are doing a music show on Brushwood Media Network, and it's called Greatest Vibes Unplugged. We got an email from somebody that said, my mother loves the Vibes show. She's 89 years old, and she loves the music that you play because it brings back memories of really cool things that she can remember from when she was younger. And she said, if you can shout out to Granny Sally, and this is the second time I've mentioned that, but Granny Sally and her favorite band is the Beach Boys, and they've got a song called "Good Vibrations." Have you heard that song?
No, I've never heard that song. I probably heard it, but
Well, it's because it was was written long before you
Long
was born.
Long
And
time.
same thing with Brachelle. You know, we need to take our last quick break real quick. Brachelle, would you like to lead us into this break? Because I'm going to play something that I've never played before, and I want to make sure that that if you introduce it, I can't be blamed.
Well, with that in mind, everybody, keep your eyes and ears open for this next commercial. And of course, we're talking with myself, Kevin, and Donavon Campbell. Again, go visit his website after this commercial so you can listen. It is dc-digital-products.com, and we'll be right back.
Hey, while we're on break, here's something to remember. Life is not always easy. We all face challenges that weigh us down. But even on the heaviest days, positivity can still be within reach. One story, one kind word can shift the entire course of your day and everyone around you. That's why we're here, to remind you that you're not alone and that hope is always possible. And now we're coming back, so thank you for listening to Positive Talk Radio. And welcome back, everybody. That was just 30 seconds long, and we're talking with Donavon. And Donavon, what'd you think of that piece, by the way?
I love it. I love it. Thumbs up. All thumbs up.
Oh, thank you. And there's only 2 thumbs that you can possibly have up. So we got Brachelle, that was a 10 in his because both thumbs were up.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
love it.
more than 10. We got thumbs up everywhere, hopefully. And Donavon, it's crazy to have come so far in this episode with you already, but I want to talk a little bit about your book and what that was like and the inspiration kind of behind it and what it means.
Which book are you talking about,
Brachelle?
Brachelle?
Exactly.
Yeah, I probably the first one because that's kind of what picked all this up from the beginning. So let's start with the first one.
Was it Our Life's Journey?
Here.
Yes, that one.
I co-author with my wife.
Yes, that one.
So it's amazing each time I talk about this book because this book started when we were dating and we were into a long distance relationship. And after being married, about 5 years after being married, this book came to reality, Our Life's Journey. So this book, it's a multi-purpose book. So we spoke about marriage. We spoke about our personal background individually. We talk about youth empowerment. My wife, she loves poetry, so she have some poetries in there, and there's a little touch to me to poetry. So whatever brainstorm and wrote some poetry in this book, and there's a section in the back. So it's a 10-chapter book. So there's a section in the back where we share some quotes, some positive mindset quotes. So it's a multi-purpose book for those that are single, those that are married, and those that are thinking about to get married or planning to get married. This book is ideal for that person.
Do you have a favorite mindset or favorite quote from that book for the positive mindset that's in the back?
I have a quote that is not there in the book, but that quote is, everything in life is a process with a plan in action.
That is so true. You know, I have to, Donavon, I have to tell you that my former wife and I were going to write a book about marriage, and the working title was Marriage. It Ain't So Great. But that was because of our marriage that was not so great. But I'm glad that you and Mrs. Campbell have had are in the midst of the adventure of your lifetime as far as marriage goes?
Yeah. Yeah. Being married for almost 10 years, um, I will never forget this. In the book also, I spoke about it. My wife and I, we went through 1 year of marriage counseling. And I was the one who who pushed that idea to go for 1 year of marriage counseling. Not that I was having any personal issues or so forth, or my wife was having any difficult, for us to support. But there were some things that the marriage officer was saying to me that I need to absorb all of it and take it very personal. And I will share a few of it because these are some of the things that I said that, you know what, I really need to understand what am I getting myself into. My wife, we need to understand seriously what we're getting ourselves into. Because for me, I love to spend money and I want to focus on one marriage for the rest of my life, not second, third, nor fourth. But but these are some of the things that the pastor was saying to us. He said to me, he said, Donovan, don't allow your friends and your family member to be at your house every weekend. I'm a family person. I love my family members. I love my friends. And I'm like, what? And and that was something that go up into my head when he said that statement. And he said again, Donovan, learn to do things in your house to the best of your ability. Don't let every type of mail come to your house. So I'm like, I'm not an electrician. I don't like touch current. And if I have a current problem, you tell me to touch current, I have to get an electrician. So, this was something. This is what this and this third one, got me even more. Uh, should I say? I don't probably the word sober minded is the least, but I will use sober minded. Um, he said that Donovan, marriage is like a garden. If you don't take care of your garden, it's going to die. It's going to dry up. And you can't allow a next person or person to take care of your garden. You and your wife have to take care of your own marriage garden.
I know that's a big deal.
I will stop right there.
Yes. Well, can I add one more thing to that?
For sure. We're keeping it real.
Yeah. Have your wife teach you how to load the dishwasher according to her rules so that you don't have to. Oh, I've struck a nerve. We've gotten home here. Rochelle, are you going to teach when you finally settle down to get married, are you going to teach your man how to load the dishwasher so that you don't have to reload it every dang time?
Hell no, Kevin. I believe that as long as I follow where I'm supposed to be and become the wife I need for the man that I want to attract someday, I won't have to teach him those things. But I would love to teach my kids and I would love to teach everybody else around me, as long as it helps me and I can have the patience and know that they're going to listen.
Oh, that's a big thing, is listening.
Yes.
Listen and obey, because a lot of person are listening, but they're not obeying. So listen and obey.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right. Because the rule of thumb is, Donovan, as a man, if you do what you're told, sometimes you get to do what you want.
Yep.
Not often enough, I'm afraid, but sometimes that's how it plays out. And if your wife is happy at home, it's a happy home.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she'll take
I,
better care of you at the same time.
for
Yes.
sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I do that to the best of my ability to make my wife be happy, because I have a deep love and respect for her. So I do everything to make her happy, even though sometimes, yeah, I may say something or I may do something and she's annoyed by that, but I don't make it be a regular practice.
Well, well, being a guy, Donovan, and I can tell you this, and Rochelle, I'd love your opinion on this, but being a guy, sometimes we do things and say things that we had no idea was not appropriate or was a problem. And then for some reason, our counterpart looks at us like we've got three heads, and they have a major problem with that. Does that ever happen to you, Rochelle, where you thought somebody had three heads?
Kevin, I will say the word discipline.
Oh, I
Um,
lack I lack
it goes a
discipline.
long way to show if a man respects himself as well and how he chooses to be seen. And I mean, anybody really will give you lots of signs and signals as to tell you exactly who they are, how they function, and how they think. And, if you just listen and you pay attention, then sometimes you can make it a little easier by setting good boundaries in the beginning of a relationship rather than to have to kind of go backwards and explain yourself, which doesn't work too well with men because they don't want to be emotional. But I
And
think if
nor do we want to explain ourselves.
exactly, but also if a man holds his ground and also his respect and understanding, it provides a woman to be in a feminine and safe enough space to explain herself at his level of understanding. So I really think it's just about working together to understand each other rather than being stuck in your own ways. And Donovan, you've probably figured that out very quickly.
And I think he has. He's smiling. His
Because it
computer.
it, it
There you
is
go.
it is it is teamwork. It is teamwork. When it
Yeah.
comes on to marriage, it is teamwork. It's the same, it's a principle that apply even in business. It's teamwork. If half of the team is going left and half is going right, it's going to be a chaos. So you got to come together and to work as a team, and pour into each other. So
Yep.
there's not just the woman pouring into her husband, but the husband need to pour into the wife to help the wife to be the best at whatever, be best in everything in life. And it's the same vice versa. The wife should pour into her husband to be the best in everything in life. So it's a teamwork, oneness.
And it has to be 100%, 100%. And that's got to be the most important thing is to take care of each other and without outside influences. Because we get directed by outside influences all the time, but you can't
So
allow
true.
that to
So
affect it.
true.
Donovan, it is great fun talking to you. I want to thank you for coming back and seeing us again. And Rochelle, his website again is.
Yes, dc-digital-products.com. Go there and see what things that you can learn about yourself and things that he's learned about himself, and buy the book. I think it is, like he said, it's for everybody, and that's what makes it so special. So check it out.
Any last thoughts before we go, Donovan?
First, I want to say thanks to both of you for having me, and I did enjoy this program for sure. I've learned a lot from both of you, and I trust and hope that the audience also learn a lot from all of us that is on the platform here. And before I go, remember that everything in life is a process with a plan in action. Everything in life is a process with a plan in action.
Perfect.
Be your best. Be your best.
And be your best. There's another t-shirt. There's another t-shirt. So,
Yeah.
Donovan, thank you so much for being here. His website one more time.
Yes, his website is dc-digital-products.com. Again, thank you, Donovan, and thank you to everybody listening in. We love you.
And we'll see you very soon. Thank you for being part of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where stories inspire and voices remind us of what truly matters. May today's conversation give you hope, courage, and a reason to keep moving forward. And just remember, till next time, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got.